Welcome to the show, everyone. I am so excited about networking with everybody out there. And my first guests who have been on with me now, we said a dozen times. Yep. And I want people who are out there right now. You own a restaurant? You better make sure it's not lousy. And then also, you know, if you're sitting at a restaurant right now and it's lousy, these are the people that you need to speak to. We're live on Facebook, so I do want to say hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. We'll share the show later on. So, you know, I have with me Tom Duhigg and Kevin Trumbull, and they are the owners of Rise from the Ashes Consulting. You have to, welcome back to the show. You have to tell everybody first a little bit about you, Tom, and Kevin as well. Yep. And then we're going to talk a little bit about marketing today. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I was one of those build it and they will come restaurant owners. My first one, built it, beautiful, but they didn't come. So as a partner to myself, yeah, we were like, you know, nobody's coming. It's very slow.
What am I doing?
Are we going to make payroll on Friday? You know, we had some employees, and are we going to make rent? You know, we kept feeding the business out of our own personal funds. And said, this is not what we're supposed to do. So we got to turn this around quickly. And we had about 90 days to do it. It was not even a goal. It's like it was forced onto us. So I told my partner, you make sure everything's perfect. The service, the food, perfect. I'm going to go out and figure out marketing, right, to get people in. And that's what today's show is. Going from being invisible, meaning nobody knows you're there, nobody knows anything about you. You know, you turn on the open sign is not enough. People maybe even driving by won't see you, right? From being invisible like we were to being visible. And Kevin, you had this kind of the same challenge. His business of the pool is up and down too. So he had the same point where he had 90 days. Do you want to talk a little bit about what you did
we were just looking like everybody else. Yeah. Our marketing strategy was like everybody else. Tom says it best when you're talking about the social media for some of the restaurants is like, here's my burger. Come see us.
Yeah, so,
you know, nothing was alive. So what? You know, so everybody else is doing the same thing. What Tom's going to talk about today is our strategy called trifecta responsive on marketing.
Yep, trifecta.
Yeah. Trifecta. So it's amazing. Yeah.
Yep. So we break down to 3 things that needs to be done, right? Everybody's online. Now we resisted online forever because I have a website, I can do social media, but it doesn't fill your restaurant. Well, now, since everybody's online, let's do it right. Right. So most people's websites are just a pretty brochure. That's all it is. It needs to be a direct response. I want you to do this, and then I want you to do that. I want you to sign up for my rewards program. I want you to order online. I want you to book a table. I want you something, right? It's got to be income producing. Right, so the first thing your website can't just be a brochure with pictures of your food. Most of them are likely. And then after you have your website, you need to be seen. This website needs to be seen, right? I had some stats that 93% of diners use online search to find a restaurant.
Absolutely.
93. 86 check Google before visiting a restaurant. And from them, 76% will visit within 24 hours.
So
you need to be found.
You do, and if you're not good, because also they're looking for the 5-star restaurants.
That's right.
You know, that you have good quality, because people, we said it before, they're willing to pay if it's good. Now they have to find you.
Find you. You need to be visible. So you got your site's got to be direct response, got to have something to do. You need to be visible, and then you need to have AI find you, right? Because Google will say one thing, but then you put in a chat, hey, what's the best restaurant around me? They'll list your competitors.
And a lot of people are searching that way nowadays, or they're actually using AI
as their friend.
As their friend.
Can you tell me where to go tonight?
And it's not choice. It just comes up. AI just pops up, and you're using AI all of a sudden. So if you're not found on AI, then you are invisible, right? And the third thing, which Kevin's an expert at, is the social media. Most people doing social media are invisible. Okay.
Because you know what, they don't really know how to do it.
They don't know how to do it.
No.
Like Kevin said, here's my burger. Okay, so I got a picture of a burger and I upload it to my social media. Do you know how many people are going to see that?
And how many people
2% of all your followers
2%
will see it. And most of these pictures are not appetizing at all. I'm like, what is that? It looks like a puddle of something. I can't even identify it. Look at this picture of this quesadilla, totally unappetizing, right? So not only is the picture not flattering, but nobody's seeing it. And this is what they call marketing. They're doing it wrong, right? So Kevin is an expert of making it look great, making sure the right people are seeing it, making sure new customers are seeing it, and making sure that the ad that he does tells a story. And so when you're looking at what Kevin produces, it's something like, whoa.
Yeah.
That is very different.
And a lot of what people are doing right now is they'll post something on their Facebook, they'll post something on their Instagram, post something on their TikTok, and they'll post it on their social media, and that's it. And that's only going to their current customers. There's a way that you could do it, and I know everybody's thinking geofencing, which geofencing's great if you want to spend that money. But there's a lot of inexpensive ways to do social media that you can geofence it yourself that we show you, and it's absolutely free. And then you can get new customers out of your own neighborhood.
They turn restaurants and almost, and what we talked about businesses, but also you said food trucks. You said
Name it, yeah.
you could have just a bakery. Because you
Yes.
gotta be really, especially when you're up against a lot of competition. You want to wow people, right?
Yep.
Especially in your marketing.
Yeah, so what, part of our 90-day turnaround is within 90 days, we redo all of it. And the first part is the online. We look at all they're doing online. And Kevin goes after social media, I'm looking at the website, I'm looking at what else are they trying to do, right? And so in the first 30 days, he's done a pretty radical transformation on everything. And we're already seeing new people come in. 60 days, it just multiplies. And after 90 days, they've proven, we can prove that these new customers came from Kevin's social media strategy.
It is a proven track record that they could turn that restaurant around in 90 days. They're statewide, and their phone number is 520-907-8409. Now, I want to say something, okay?
Sure.
Because there's people that might be eating in a restaurant right now. We said it earlier. You might own a restaurant getting ready tonight. You're listening to this. We want to make sure that you take your business and make it thrive. You talked about that, accelerate your business in the
success.
beginning. And here's about networking, and I've said it almost every time you guys are on, is that it may be you or someone that you know. You might know somebody who owns a restaurant. You know that it's they want to do it. It's in their heart. It's in their soul, but it's hard to do. But you know what? They can help you turn your restaurant around within 90 days. It's a proven record that they can do that. Their website is risefromtheashesconsulting.com. What else?
Well, and when we talk to restaurant owners, we say, tell us about your social media campaign. They say, I got so many likes, shares, views, follows, and we look around and go,
Yeah, but who's there?
There's nobody in
seats
here.
are empty.
right? There's nobody here,
Right.
so this is not helping you. Back when they had deposits, bank deposit slips, it said cash, it said checks. Remember it said traveler's check,
Oh, yeah.
Bitcoin? It never said likes, shares, follows. I can't deposit any of that. It's
Right.
all what we call.
How many can you?
Right,
Yeah.
there's BS, that's BS, and BIS, which is butts and seats. That's a.
I
Kevin
like
does.
that. Butts and seats.
That's what
my
we do.
That's our
favorite
goal.
thing now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
That's
that
our
all
goal.
the time.
Yes.
Butts and seats.
That's
Butts and
BIS,
seats.
not BS.
That's what you want. That's what you want. We were just
Absolutely.
talking about that
Right.
before we came on about a restaurant that had. We were sitting there. You could see the wave that left, but then all of a sudden, within like a minute or two, you had a whole nother wave come in.
Yes.
And they had gone to every table, cleaned them up, made it all nice and pretty for everybody, and you could see that they were doing it right. So
Yes.
what we're going to do is we're going to go to a break. We're going to come
Okay.
back. We're going to talk further. Let me tell you something, folks. You may be sitting there right now thinking, God, I know I'm working so hard and I'm so scared at night. I don't know how things going to be able to keep this thing going. Give them a call. It's 520-907-8409. It's Rise from the Ashes Consulting.com. Okay, we're still live on Facebook.
Yes, we are.
So go ahead.
Yeah, so it's very interesting when we go into, we do some research first on the restaurant. We'll look at their social media, we'll look at their reviews, we have some AI programs that help us do that. They'll scour their reviews, it'll scour their website. This is what they say, this is what their customers say, right? It's a mismatch. You think you're this, but you're really that. And we did that with that pizza place out there.
we did.
Where they said, their website says this is one thing where you're gonna get this and that, we're really chill, but then they're not chill.
Well,
It's a
what I also
mismatch.
say, it's any kind of restaurant, it doesn't matter, does it?
It really does not
Doesn't
And
matter.
even, can it be a fast food too?
Absolutely.
Yeah, food trucks, catering companies, it's all the same. So we'll come with some research and we'll say, here's your disconnect, right? Why are you getting the reviews? And then we'll have AI group them all together and kind of categorize all the review errors they're doing, right? Versus what they're promising.
Yeah.
Right? Say, here, you got a problem, right?
You're
And then you're not
losing.
visible, and then AI will tell you, oh, I don't see you. Chat says, I asked Chat Do you see this restaurant? Nope. What do they need to do so you see them? It'll tell me exactly what they need to do. So we have a list of everything they need to do to get seen by AI, to get seen by Google.
There was a disconnect that we did a study on. Tom actually did a study over the weekend of a restaurant that we're pursuing right now. It's local. And they had a disconnect in their hashtags.
Yes.
Their hashtag said one thing that implemented that they were somewhere else. So that algorithm is going to send that restaurant somewhere else where they're not even in that state.
You know what I hate? I hate when somebody gives me a card and I have no idea what that really means. Or what kind of restaurant it is, or whatever it is.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. The card doesn't really tell what's happening.
You know, to
And
your
if you-
point, Carol, that's where he's going next with our trifecta. Is our next thing is mismatched copyright in both the social media and in the direct marketing. If the message isn't correct and they have no direction, people want to be directed. They don't want to be told what to do, but they want direction.
You know how many times I see billboards, I see a lot of different advertising that doesn't have a phone number,
No.
right?
Yep.
I mean, and they'll have all of this space. They don't utilize it.
Right.
It's amazing to
Yes.
All they have is a website. Oh, I'm driving.
Yeah.
it.
me. Yeah.
I'm gonna write
I'm not
that
gonna
website
remember
down
that.
real
I'm not gonna do
Or
it.
it's gonna be some completely obscure website that doesn't even go along
Yeah,
with what
right.
they're doing.
Yeah.
Right.
And some of them don't even have a message. One of the first things that Kevin will do is interview them, right? What are you doing? What is your message? Why are you here?
What's your story?
What's your story?
What's your story?
A lot of them don't have a story, so we make one up.
Really? Oh.
And sometimes the stories are good.
What you have to do? So welcome back. I'm getting hungry.
Yes,
I'm getting hungry
me
because
too.
you know what, we're
That's a-
talking about restaurants that they need a little help. And most restaurants, especially here in Arizona, I have to say this, is that they just don't make it. They don't make the grade. And though people will go, I've seen it, we saw it just earlier, that the people will go if you're good, if you make it what you call, we call it an event, like you're going there,
Yes.
it's gonna be something
Yep.
that you're gonna really remember and go
Yep.
afterwards, go, wow, that was great, and tell somebody, because when a restaurant's
Right.
good, you do tell them.
Absolutely.
We're talking about marketing, okay, the 3 tiers of marketing.
Right.
I like it, trifecta marketing,
Trifecta.
go ahead.
So we talked about online, right? But most people just do online, and that's it. That's only one of 3, right? And they don't do that well. So the only marketing they're doing, they're not doing well. Nobody's seeing their stuff, so they're invisible online. Next thing is, we talk about multiple revenue rivers. Most restaurants only have 2 or 3. People that walk in, people that order online, or people that carry out, right? That's all they have. There's about 20 or 30 revenue rivers to try.
Really?
Yep. Third parties, catering issue, gifting, retail. I mean, we have a whole list that doesn't cost them anything more. We just repackage it and do it this way. Again, they're invisible to the community that, hey, I do have catering. Nobody knows. You're invisible. I have a great to-go, but nobody knows because you're not on any of the third-party platforms. Oh, they complain about the fees. We negate the fees. This is prospecting for you. They're getting you customers. There's a whole bunch of DoorDash, Uber Eats. There's thousands of them in your neighborhood, but you don't want. They don't know you're here. They don't know what you got, so they're invisible to them. And then, so we help them with that. Open up all the multiple revenue rivers. And before they open a second restaurant, we say, let's make sure we have all your revenue rivers humming.
Right, don't be opening up a second restaurant if you're not doing it right in the
Right.
first place.
Right, kept all the revenue. Then once you got that going, sometimes they don't need a second location, they're making so much. But then you just take this and you copy and paste it to the new location. Now you've got a winner there. The third one, that's just 2. The third one is your neighborhood doesn't know you. They don't know.
If your neighborhood doesn't know you, there's something wrong.
You're in big trouble. So this happens that I'll take a franchise owner or a restaurant owner and I'll put his back to the center across the street. Name me the businesses that are across the street. Well, they can name the bank because it's in front.
Yeah,
They see the bike shop, but they can't tell me what's across the street.
right.
People across the street don't know you're there either, just so you know, right? People half a mile on the same street may not know you're there. And I'll guarantee you, people 2 miles that come that way and go out that way don't know you're here.
It's a big
You're
problem.
invisible to your neighborhood. into your community. They have no idea you're there.
So what I think is the biggest problem, where I come from in California, everything's up at the front of the street. You can see them,
Yep.
okay? Everything here is set back for some reason. And these poor restaurants, I know, I see some of the bigger ones, it's a little different, but with these small ones, the mom and pops,
Yep.
and they're sitting there in the back, and they're open, and they've got all this, maybe even delicious food, but
They
no
don't
one's
know.
coming.
Nobody knows, because they're invisible to the neighborhood, to the people across the street, to the people 2 miles out.
Another problem with that, and what Tom's talking about too, is we were talking about this on the way down to the show today, is that you have a restaurant owner that is in a plaza, and Carol, he'll show up, unlock the door at 5 o'clock, walk into his restaurant, then he comes out of the restaurant after 12, 14, 20 hours at work, lock the door and walk away, and never look up to see what else is in the plaza. We used to have a guy down owned a sandwich shop in Brigham City, Utah, when I was managing a retail store. And every couple of days, his girls would come by at lunchtime and give you just a sliver, enough to make you hungry, sample of their sandwich of the day.
I need that.
But he knew everybody in that
But that's
plaza.
awesome.
Yes.
That's how he got
And
the
it makes you go want to order that sandwich. And matter of fact, it got to the point where it was habitual for me. So I tell my wife, hey, I need an extra $10 this week because I'm going to buy the sandwich down at the shop.
Yeah.
Because I was actually starting to crave it because I knew what was coming. So he was a smart. Jim, one of the guys that we work with, we call it Jim Street Marketing.
Yep.
And he's the same way, man.
That's all he does.
That's all he does, man. He owned several sandwich shops, and he would go and he just, I'm going to the bank. Okay, we'll see you in an hour, hour and a half. Why an hour and a half? Because Jim markets every time he goes. He
Yeah.
markets. He
Up
don't
and
just
back.
go to
You
the
gotta
bank.
talk about it.
Yep.
Yes.
It's a great idea.
And we go in order. So the first thing is social media, right? Because he needs a story. We need to position you. You need to be the go-to and the destination, right? That all happens in the creative. Then we test ads and say, okay, this is who you are. And then we open up the revenue rivers to make sure they can handle it, right? It grows. And then when we do this, sales explode. Because people don't know you're there. Once they start knowing, like if we go even a quarter of a mile radius, they get a 20% spike. Just by telling people you're there. No offer, just, hey, here we are. Business cards, just give them samples if
Little
you're doing catering.
50% off
At
something.
quarter mile, you go half a mile and they're up 30%. I never knew you were there. I've been here 30 years. I didn't know you were there, right? It's just that. And you go to, and we call it the grassroots gold mine. You hit everything. Scorched earth, churches, schools, apartments, hotels, motel, whatever's in front of you, you're going.
You know,
we have a strategy for each one.
What seems almost obvious, because we say, why do people not just do it? Because they don't know. You don't know what you don't know.
They think,
know
all
what
I'm
you
doing
don't
social media, that's enough. It is not enough.
And you also think that you don't have the time. And they make those excuses.
That's one of the biggest, is
Yep,
they go,
exactly right.
you know, I have to run this restaurant 100 hours a week, 60, 70, 80 hours a week realistically is what a lot of these owners do. And they think, I don't have time to go do the marketing also. I don't have time to go knock on doors. So I'll just post something on Facebook and then I'm done.
Yeah.
You know, and which is a sloppy plate at best sometimes. Sometimes it's really good looking food, but that's not gonna get me to go to your restaurant if I don't know it's on Facebook. And they'll only post once a week or twice a week. You have to post all the time.
All the time.
And then part of the grassroots gold mine too is, well, how many door hangers did you buy? Like 10?
I bought 5,000.
5,000 door hangers.
I hung 150 and gained 100 customers.
Even in this heat, he is willing to do whatever it takes.
Right.
Whatever it takes.
That's awesome.
So we take a restaurant, we carpet bomb with door hangers and direct mail also.
But
So
the
that-
message has to be right.
Got it. Yeah, be
the message, the
go-to
copy
one.
has to be
Yeah.
right, or it's
Exactly
Mm-hmm.
a dead
right.
ad also.
Yeah, so what I was going to say is that they can turn you around in 90 days. And when you're listening to this, you can hear their passion about helping
Yep.
restaurants. And you've done big restaurants, small restaurants, you've done your own, you've walked in their shoes, you know what to do, you have a proven record. This is a proven record that can turn any restaurant, whether you are fast food, any kind, food truck, they're here to help. Bakeries, doesn't matter. If you these restaurants are closing right and
Yeah,
left.
they don't have to.
They can't
They don't have
survive
to.
when they don't know what to do,
Right.
and they're gonna help you.
And we're telling people how we do it with the marketing.
Right.
They can do it themselves.
Right.
Go do it yourselves, guys. Don't close. We'll help you,
yeah.
but go do these things.
At least start to try, but you know what the best thing to do is? To call them.
Your help
Their
line.
phone number is 520-907-8409. Check them out. They're statewide. They do complimentary consultations for everybody. And you can check them out at risefromtheashesconsulting.com.
You know, Carol, our favorite day? Our favorite
Tomorrow,
day.
my birthday.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
happy
happy
birthday,
birthday.
Carol. Our favorite day is when we go into a restaurant and within 90 days, they can fire us.
Yeah,
They
done.
can say, guess what, you're done, I don't need you
Isn't that
anymore.
awesome?
My restaurant is thriving, I got the program, I know what I'm doing. We want you to graduate. Yeah.
Or we get a call a year later saying, hey, can you guys still help me? How much damage was done in the
In that
year
year.
that you waited? So we say 90 days, right? They can do it on their own.
Sure.
When they do it on their own and they really dig in and they use all resources, it takes 12 to 18 months to get where we go in 90 days, right? Because we know we save the time.
Well, you know what
and we
you're
look
doing.
at the numbers, we look at their pricing, we look at their menus, we look at how they hire, how they schedule, and we look at the whole thing. 'Cause it
They're
all has
gonna
to-
whip you into
Yeah.
shape.
Yeah, it's a whole package.
But that's the best thing in the world for them.
Absolutely.
Well, what we really want to do is turn them into go-to for their cuisine, the destination that people will drive miles to, and eventually the institution where all the winter visitor goes, if you're in Buckeye, if you're in Goodyear, if you're in here, you need to check this place out. That's what we want to do, and that's how we start from the ground up. And if
You know-
you're that, you don't have to worry about it.
And it's wonderful that you guys are that passionate about
Mhm.
helping people. And especially if you are a business, a restaurant owner, that's what they focus on. They could do any business really, turning you around in 90 days. Can you imagine? Because you talk a little bit about how was it for you, Tom, real quickly, when you weren't doing well, okay? And at night when you were in bed, what was it like?
Oh, can't
Don't
sleep.
tell me what you did, but anyway.
You got that feeling in your gut, right?
Yeah, you
It's
stare
like
at the
this-
ceiling.
And it doesn't go away, because the next day it doesn't get better. And 2 days later is worse than it was yesterday, right?
And how do I pay?
What do I do? What do I do?
Well,
help.
are the
Robert
doors
from
gonna be
Peter's,
chained? Are the doors
Is the
gonna be chained
landlord
when I
gonna
get
let
there?
me pay late,
Yeah,
or is he gonna lock me
exactly.
out? Those are real concerns.
How am I gonna pay my payroll?
You gotta pay
Payroll's
for it.
huge.
Final words real quick.
Got a final word for us?
Hey, Trifecta Marketing, the respondent bond is the way to go. Please call us. I want to help you get your marketing turned around and put butts in seats.
That number to call them is 520-907-8409. They're statewide. They have a proven record that they can turn it around within 90 days. You can check them out on their website, which is risefromtheashesconsulting.com. Butts in seats is what it's all about. And I'm telling you now, if you're a restaurant owner, I want the line out the door.
Yes,
I want those
yes.
butts in seats and everybody thriving. You will when you call them at 520-907-8409. Risefromtheashesconsulting.com.